Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to the Cozy Ghost. I'm your host October and welcome to Hiveswap Friendsim. Now you may have questions and I'm not going to answer them, so let's just start playing. So, I know a little bit about this game. I've played a couple of them, but not nearly all of them. So, let's just start with Volume 1 of Bloodthirst and Bratwurst. You have just crash-landed on a planet called Alternia and staggered from the smoldering wreckage of your ship. You are now completely alone in a strange world. Desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly a bit of medical attention, but most of all, you're desperate for friendship. Won't someone on this godforsaken rock be your buddy? Any weirdo will do. You're not that picky. Hang on. What's this now? Is someone approaching? Ooh, I get to pick. She reminds me of a spider. She's kind of freaking me out, but this guy looks fun. So we're gonna go with DIEMEN. Demon? Yes, someone is approaching. A strange, gray-skinned alien with a cozy-looking vest. Perhaps they will make for a good friend. What's up? Oof. Hang on, sorry. I didn't get a good look at you before I started talking. I guess you're really weird looking. Kind of uncomfortable about this. Your stammering reply eventually conveys that you are a lost traveler who is hungry and probably in need of some medical attention. You're also really lonely and wouldn't mind making a new friend right about now. Hungry, huh? I see what your game is. You aren't sure what he's talking about? Then your eyes drift towards the obvious target, the exquisite hot dog he's holding. It looks really, really good. Your mouth starts watering noticeably. Aw, no. I knew it. You're just like all the rest. Your agenda is to have me relinquish my delicacy. Well, forget it. I've been tricked out of 2 other oblong meat products this week already. I know you probably think I'm an easy mark due to my blood color, but I still have some dignity at least. You don't know anything about his blood color or why that would matter in this conversation about his hot dog. You're hungry, sure, but you didn't mean to cast a threatening gaze at his meal. All you really want to do is make a new buddy, and so you don't feel quite so alone in this strange new world. I see. You just want a friend, and not my sweet meat. Sorry, I get a little paranoid when I walk around with such delicacies in public. You can't be too careful. Folks tend to get that greedy look in their eye around my warm sausage. These are odd ways to express the things he's saying, you think, but it would be rude to point that out. Probably best to change the subject. Get this blossoming friendship moving in the right direction. Ask if he lives nearby, or ask if you can have a bite of his hot dog. It looks amazing. I'm gonna ask if he lives nearby. Yeah, or I used to, I mean. My place was bombed by drones a while ago. Now I don't have a hive, but I'm making it work out here. I forage in for tasty things when I can. I've gotten pretty good at it. Talking people and giving me meat products, I mean. You quickly feel a sense of pity for your new friend. You thought you had it rough crash landing here, hungry and friendless, and come to think of it, feels like your arm is broken. Your ribs too, maybe. But enough self-pity. This is about making a new great friend. You ask your friend if there's anything you can do to improve his life. Oh, wait. Are we friends now? Like, is that official? I mean, man, I don't know. Why don't we slow it down a bit, see how things go? Not saying it's out of the question, I just think I should take some time to see if we're actually friendship material. Someone I trust, you know? Not just another looky-loo gunning for my delicacy. Oh, damn. You got out over your skis again. Of course, he's right. This is totally reasonable. You feel sure you can do what it takes to win him over. You make a mental note to avoid looking at or mentioning his hot dog, since it seems to be a sensitive subject. You do everything in your power to avert your gaze from the hot dog. You are aggressively not looking at it, in fact. Don't think hot dog thoughts. Don't think hot dog thoughts. It's working. You aren't thinking about hot dogs at all. It's like he isn't even holding one, and no one ever even brought up the fact that hot dogs exist. He seems to notice, on some primal level, your current non-hot dog mindset. He smiles. You pay closer attention to the boy's face. It's a nice smile he has, actually. Very kind. Disarming. A few freckles here and there, mop of messy hair draping over his eyes. What a nice friend this would be to have, you think. He's kind of adorable, really, if you disregard the prickly attitude about his hot dog. Okay, wait a minute. You don't want to start thinking thoughts that are too friendly. You should dial this down a little. Stick to the basics. You just want a cool new friend. Nothing more. You should try to spark up some non-meat-related conversation soon before things get awkward. You wonder about its house. It got bombed? Yeah, you know. Routine drones pass through my hood. Little bombing, a little culling. That's how it goes around here. I was a lucky one. My Lucis, not so much. He's a goner. You don't know what a Lucis is, but you can deduce that it was someone important to him who probably died in the bombing. Aw, he's crying! Rather than overwhelm him with annoying questions about his culture, you decide the right play is to show some sympathy. Thanks. I miss him. Sometimes, I think. I enjoy savory bun delights as a way of covering up the pain. They're so good, though, it's hard to stop. I also favored the juicy meats before he died anyway. Something we did together. How did we start talking about my hot dog once more? Let's drop it. Please, dude, don't bring it up again. You didn't bring it up, but you don't want to correct him. The boy is clearly grieving. You see 2 faint red tears roll down his cheeks from behind the messy bangs. Your heart can't take it. You have to console this homeless boy somehow. Then he'll definitely be your friend. But what to do? Give him a friendly pat on the back. You keep it simple and pat him on the back a couple of times. Everything's going to be okay. Since you're his new friend, or at least working toward earning that status, he has a new ally to help him with whatever comes his way. He wipes his tears and appears to get himself back together. Your friendly gesture worked. You're right. I shouldn't let the past get me down. In a way, I'm free. I'm off the grid. They probably think I died. No need to worry about knocks on my door because I don't have a door anymore. Maybe I can live off the land for the rest of my life. Scrounging for sumptuous indulgences wherever I may find them, by rummaging through awful drums or smooth-talking the right mark. Sounds like the life, honestly. I'll miss my Lucis, but I think he would be proud of me. If I can make it without him, if I can survive on my own, I know he would be proud. Maybe I don't even need to leave the planet. Maybe I can avoid taking the ordeals altogether. I can't test who you can't find. If I play my cards right, I can probably live to a ripe old age on this planet without getting caught. Like hiding in alleys and sewers, scraping together just enough succulent proteins to keep myself going. Honestly, I don't even need to get by that long, since I have a much shorter lifespan than most trolls. So I think I might just be able to make this work. You look confused at the last remark, but again, don't want to be impolite. He holds up his hand as if to tell you not to bother. I can tell you're not from here. It's okay. Rustbloods don't live a long time. Blood classes higher than me live progressively longer the higher you go up. Sea dwellers basically live forever. It's kind of crazy and seems unfair, but that's how it is. I'd be jealous of them, but I think I'm not. I'm almost grateful I don't have very long to make it in this world. I don't know what I'd do if I had longer. I'm happy to settle into a nice short ride, keep a low profile, and take in some good meat along the way. Nothing wrong with that life if you ask me. You understand. It seems like a tragic story, but if your friend has made peace with his destiny, you might as well too. You offer a sympathetic shrug and continue your impressive streak of consecutive seconds not looking at his hot dog at all. He smiles again. He seems to be relaxing, gripping the dog a little less tightly. That's good. You know, you're good at listening. Not many people understand me at all. A lot of people find my overly possessive attitude toward meaty delights to be strange and off-putting. I've heard this more than once and lost some friends that way. Whew. I think there's some past personal dramas I do not want to think about, let me tell you. But you're different. Maybe you put me at ease because it's obvious you're even lower than me. No offense, but you are. Drones would vaporize a hornless goof like you, no questions asked. Oh, sorry, don't mean to scare you. You laugh it off. You're not scared, you say. I've survived worse. Pat your broken ribs and wince. You clench your sore ribs with your broken arm and wince even harder because of that. Oh man, looks like that arm hurts, huh? Guess it's broken. Let's see what we can do about that. Here, hold this a second. He hands you his hot dog without hesitation. Oh wow, he wants you to hold it? This is such a remarkable gesture of trust. You're overwhelmed. You gingerly take the hot dog with your good arm, being very careful. You hold the hot dog from beneath with your fingertips as if it's a priceless, delicate treasure. He takes off his vest and puts it on the ground. Then he takes off his shirt. You avert your eyes for a moment, then realize that's silly. Nothing particularly indecent about this, you suppose. If he's comfortable, so are you. Then he puts his vest back on, takes the hot dog back from you, and hands you the shirt. Here, make a sling out of it. That should help. He's right. It does help. Your broken arm's a lot more comfortable and secure. This shirt smells like meat, too. You can't tell if you think that's a bonus or if it's weird. You decide it's a bonus. This is your new friend. He loves meat, and so do you. It's your greatest common interest, in fact. Nice. You know, I think we make a pretty good team. I don't know if I'm ready to officially call you my friend yet, but I may be getting close. You're pushing all the right buttons, man. Just being someone who listens and understands. You have no idea how much that means to me. You're so happy to hear this. It makes your heart sing. Well, if you're keeping it totally real, some of these things he's saying are just a little strange. Like, maybe this boy wasn't really socialized properly by his Lucis, you guess. You think that might be his dad, but again, you don't dare ask. Not when the positive feelings are flowing like this. Why kill the mood? He gets a little closer and swoops a hand through his thick black bangs. For the briefest moment, you catch a glimpse of one of his eyes, regarding you fondly. Your heart beats a little faster. He puts a hand on your shoulder. You're starting to wonder if all he's interested in is friendship. You hope that's all you want. You don't think you're ready for anything more than that. You're desperate for friendship, or really companionship of any sort. But that's moving pretty fast for you. But you're too nervous to make your feelings clear in all this. If he goes further, you're not sure if you have the will to protest. Listen, dude. This gorgeous meat product we both admire, I'm thinking, maybe we share it. I think that sounds good, actually. Oh my, yes! That sounds wonderful. You are so hungry. And you're beside yourself with gratitude that DIEMEN is willing to share something with you so precious to him. Really means a lot. Here, I have an idea. He brings his face close to yours. He holds the hot dog up between your faces with both ends of the dog pointing to his mouth and yours. You're not sure what he wants you to do. You can't find the breath to ask. It seems like he wants you to eat the hot dog with him. Lady in the Tramp style. Perfect. Yes, if pressed on it, you'd agree the act is uncomfortably erotic. But you have to admit, it is a good way to share a food item whilst ensuring it gets split about evenly. And you absolutely loathe the idea of letting a friend down. It's completely at odds with your values as a person. You chomp down on your end of the hot dog, as he does with his end simultaneously. Holy shit, that is so good. You take another bite, and he times his bite perfectly. He's eerily good at this game. It's throwing off your chewing a bit, which makes you cough a little when you swallow. But you don't feel like you can pause without breaking eating rhythm with him. Might be what a bad friend would do. You keep going without really quite swallowing as you go. You get closer to his face, which is creating an imminent situation you aren't sure how you're going to handle. You haven't planned for it, and it's coming up fast. The hot dog backlog collecting in your throat is getting a bit too heavy, so you try to swallow. But you can't. You gag and cough up all the chewed hot dog matter explosively into his face. He recoils, absolutely stunned. His bangs are blown back as he's staring at you with wide eyes. Hot dog and bun bits are all over his face. He says nothing for a moment, then puts his hand to his throat. Oh, fuck! He's choking! He points at his mouth desperately. You need to do something. The Heimlich, of course, that's what you need to do. You need to save your friend's life. You get behind him and put your good arm around his belly and form a fist. You plunge the fist in under his ribs, trying to dislodge his masticated delicacy. It's no use. You can't get any leverage. You need your other arm. It really hurts, though. You'll have to make the sacrifice for your friend. Yes, a friend who may have tried to trick you into kissing him with a silly hot dog stunt. You're not sure how you'll navigate the tricky subject once he's breathing again, but you'll deal with that later. Right now, you have a life to save. You pull your broken arm out of its sling, grab your other fist in front of his belly, and squeeze! Well, try and try. His face is turning, well, not blue. Deep red? Guess because his blood is rust-colored. Sure, that makes sense. You yank one more time, your broken arm throbbing in pain. A huge gob of chewed hot dog launches out of his mouth like a cannonball, and the expulsion creates enough force in the other direction. It causes you to actually lift him up into the air, accidentally suplex him into the mud behind you. You, in turn, go tumbling over him, and the two of you are soon locked into an inseparable pinwheel of interspecies downhill mayhem. You roll and roll down the grassy incline toward a nearby neighborhood, toward a street. Luckily, you stop just short of the street, but Demon's neck lands right on the sharp edge of the curb, and after flipping in the air once or twice, you come down right on his face with your big ass. You hear a crack. Eamon? You slap his cheek a little. No response. He's not breathing. You check his mouth. Throat is clear of hot dog debris. Oh god. This can't be happening! You look around panicked. This isn't what you need right now. All you wanted was a friend. You can't be held responsible for alien murder! You have to hide the body. You see a couple kids creeping out of nearby houses to see what all the commotion is. There's no time. You've got to find a bush or something. There. Over there. Looks like a little alien bushy thing. It's pretty small, but it'll have to do. You drag the vested, shirtless carcass over to the bush. You dump the body in the bush and it's really not convincing. Looks like a dead kid was unceremoniously dropped on top of a small bush in a poor attempt to conceal a murder. You've got to come up with a better... Wait a minute. Someone is standing behind you. Hello, stranger. Don't worry about this little mess you made. I'll take care of it for you. Oh, I killed him! Oh, God!